Those of us who own a small business are self-reliant. We're driven by freedom, by choice, by ownership. Small business people are optimistic, the kind of optimism that's rooted in a great idea. We can create jobs, we can create wealth, we can make the world a better place.
Small Business 2000 with Hattie Bryant.
The founders of this country were small business owners. I am convinced that every adult American has an idea for a business. We take the risk believing that this idea will work. When you have your own business, you're free to act on those ideas. So we can't just do the ordinary, we have to do the extraordinary.
Small Business 2000 is made possible by support from IBM. We're not just for big business anymore. At our website, Built Just For You, discover how technology can move your business forward. When it comes to your business, everything matters. IBM. And the U.S. Postal Service, delivering the promise to America's 23 million small and growing businesses. And now the post office is on your desktop with PC postage.
Hi, I'm Hattie Bryant. This is the place to be if you want to learn how business works from the inside out, and if you want to meet some of the country's most fascinating people. Don Jacoris has created hundreds of jobs and generated millions in sales over the 25 years he's been in business. We've come to Albany, New York, his hometown, to meet him. Step into our master class and learn from the man who makes the stuff that holds together the Empire State Plaza, the Golden Gate Bridge, and the Statue of Liberty.
It's a beautiful entrance into the city of New York.
The George Washington Bridge is 3,500 feet long, spanning the Hudson River between Fort Lee, New Jersey, and the Washington Heights section of Manhattan.
We've got 53,417,000 vehicles in one direction.
Already in the construction business, it was in 1975 that Don recognized the need for high-quality, durable, watertight expansion joints.
This bridge is moving probably about 3 to 4 feet, as much as 7 on a windstorm.
Why is what you've done so important to the bridge?
Well, because it keeps it watertight and keeps the water from going down through. And of course, with the lower level, you'd have icicles hanging down in the wintertime.
Okay, so they needed a watertight solution.
A watertight solution.
But it wasn't a bridge job that jump-started E-Poxy. It was this impressive structure that is part of the Capitol complex in Albany, New York.
When they opened the forms up, they had holes in the egg. We got called in because they were looking for a solution to the problem. We were not afraid to take a little bit of risk because we believed in our product. We not only glued it together, we used about 2,000 gallons of epoxy to repair it. I was told there was 2 others built besides this. I was also told that they all fell down. They both of them. They're in the Pacific Rim, Asia.
They needed your epoxy and your joint.
Well, they probably did. But we have the expansion joint that's holding this 1 million gallons of water here. When they were looking for a 1-year warranty, here we're looking at this thing 25 years later, and we're still the #1 expansion joint here. Originally, they caulked all these joints.
Okay.
Not only did the caulk fail, but all the marble failed.
Wow.
All this marble a lot of this has been replaced.
Well, that didn't have anything to do with the caulking, though, did it?
Well, because they let the water in, the water got underneath it, and it spoiled the marble.
So it wasn't water resistant?
It wasn't waterproof.
Okay.
Okay?
So they call the waterproof guys in?
They call the waterproof guys in.
So this is the reason your business has been built, because it works.
It's a beautiful place to bring clients, and
it's a showcase.
It's a showplace. It's a real showcase for our product.
Don's company has only 18 employees, but everything they do affects millions of people. E-Poxy Industries is about infrastructure, foundations, bondings that survive the test of time.
Epoxy is a 2-component, sometimes a 3-component system. So you have to have A and B to make epoxy. Epoxy, if you say it E-Poxy, is a generic, and you can't trademark a generic name. So I said, fine, then let's do it E-Poxy, okay? And it's different, but it's doing the same thing.
But it sounds the same.
It sounds the same.
It looks so they were able to trademark it.
We trademarked the E.
Wow.
Okay, we trademarked the E as a trademark, and then we put the POXY in front of it. So we developed the Episode 380, which has the hindered aiming light stabilizers, which we call HALs.
Say that word.
It's hindered aiming light stabilizers.
Okay.
And by injecting HALs into this material, okay, it gives us the life expectancy that we're looking for.
Okay.
Because it doesn't disintegrate under UV light.
Great.
And so what we did is we purchased a machine that accelerates sunlight. Okay, this is what we classify as a heavy dose of UV in a very short period of time. So in a year and a half, what happens to your product is what you're going to see at this time.
Okay.
We're going to be shutting it down now.
Okay.
You can see the material is, it's not the heat, because
Right. It's warm, but it's not like burning.
Warm. It's not like burning. Okay. You could.
So your product is totally intact,
Yeah.
and the competitors are eaten up with the UV rays.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
isn't everybody doing it?
Because it's proprietary information. We can't tell you. We really can't tell you.
Okay. All right. Okay. You're protecting your trades, your
Yeah.
secrets. These are trade secrets.
That's correct. HAL's technology, the way it's done, is a secret. This material is a secret.
So some people patent their products to protect their ideas, but you have not done this to the
There's
Episode.
no patent on the Episode.
So if it's like a recipe, which this is,
it's
like
a recipe,
Coca-Cola,
right.
you don't want to write it down. It's a trade
It's a
secret.
trade secret.
Turning it on.
Mike Denny cuts and builds the Episode 380 to each customer's specifications.
I'm putting two pieces of foam together to make a long joint. That's what I'm doing. It's roughly going to be about 50 feet. It's going to start curling as it heats up the edges. You take it off and just basically jam it together. And then this actual weld should be stronger than the material itself.
He then adds ESP, Engineered Surface Preparation, which doubles the surface area where the adhesives are applied, making a stronger and more lasting watertight seal. Chemical operator Dan Davis mixes materials, measuring by weight. Dan also blends products that have been heated overnight to achieve the proper viscosity for mixing.
I mean, we don't only supply the product, we supply the service to go with it. First, we have a very quick turnaround time for our customers. Second is we have good technical people to support it.
So you don't just sell sticky stuff.
We sell the systems. We sell, in many cases, systems on how to do the repairs on bridges, dams, reservoirs, parking garages, anything that moves. If I'm going to turn around and I'm going to put down a driveway, okay, or let's say parking garage, and I'm going to I need to put a membrane in, and I'm going to put in 20 mils, okay? My competitor puts in 20 mils of wet. When it dries out, he's only got 10 because the other 50% evaporated, okay? With my product, if you put down 20 mils, when it dries out, you have 20 mils because it's 100% solid material.
So you're
Okay.
considered the high end, the quality provider.
Well, it is because, and we also stand behind it for 5 years.
A guarantee then.
Yeah.
I'm Hattie with Small Business
Hi.
2000.
Don's
sales team keeps the epoxy name top of mind. Luisa Flores and Miguel Puente work the world. So how do you go about getting people to listen to you? Here you are sitting in Albany and you're calling on the Philippines or something?
Yes.
How do you find the people to mail the catalogs to?
Yeah, by the internet. We got on our website in different languages, especially in Spanish.
There are a lot of referrals from one company to another.
So since one company is using you in Mexico, then you get the leads to the others.
Yes.
So how did you get to Albany?
I started doing an internship here. I'm studying the MBA program at SUNY.
The real key on internships is how the company, if they're looking for a coffee maker, don't get an intern.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Hire somebody to make your coffee. What you need is, I mean, if you're going to bring somebody in, you got to make sure that they learn from what you have to offer and you learn from what they have to offer. And if you channel them in the proper direction,
Right.
you're going to be very successful, and that individual, he or she, will be very successful as well.
So do you hope that you can hire Louisa permanently when she finishes her MBA?
Yes, absolutely.
Gal's call. Mary Beth Taylor and Don's brother Al maintain relationships with customers closer to home.
It's a niche market. We're competing at a superior level, and being able to supply a customer with a material that's going to perform 10 years plus, we've really got, the demand is there. We're able to produce, we're able to put it out in the marketplace, and we get the calls back that say, hey, I know that you guys have eVisote 380 ESP with House. Where do I get it? How do I get it? Is there somebody in my marketplace that I can get it from?
So that's fabulous.
It's fantastic, and you feel great about it, and we just keep building upon it, just keep throwing at them eVisote 380 ESP with House, and don't forget it. So.
Don't forget it.
These are the things that I deal with, okay? These are the competitive products, and this one happens to brand X.
They fall apart.
They fall apart. And this is ours, and you can see that you can't puncture this. We have this in areas that's over 20 years old, and it's
Okay.
still working.
When did you say to yourself, I want to own my own business?
I was working for the General Tire and Rubber Company, Grady General Tire. Actually, it was a privately owned tire firm in Syracuse, New York. You know, when you're working for a company, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you're always looking to better yourself. I had one of my employees, basically, that was working for me, starting his own business, which I was not aware of until a few months later. I ran across him on James Street in Syracuse, New York, doing his construction job, and he was
Which was the company he
which
was
was the
building
company
for
he was
himself.
building for himself. And he said, "Well, I'll help you do your own thing." And I kind of semi-bought a franchise from him with his ideas, and I started the company here in Albany.
Ah, okay. So that was that
Yeah, that was-
construction strictly, or was it?
It was building, cleaning, restoration. It was in that same
Okay, all right,
vein,
okay,
and so we were in a
okay.
contracting business.
All right. When you started, how did you get the money to start the business?
Well, I went to the bank, and I told them I had a dream. And in those days, in '71, they bought the dream. Okay, those were the days where you can walk in, and if you had a great idea, and you showed it to them on paper, and you said, "Look, I think that I know I can do it," and they looked you in the eye and they said, "Okay, we'll buy it." And so I borrowed my first $20,000. I think a banker is one of the most important parts of your business. You have to really know the banker. The banker has to know you. You have to get a rapport with your banker to make sure that he understands your business. Make sure that he understands the highs and lows. We put a complete plan together, a marketing plan
Right.
and a result plan. This is what we're going to do. This is what the results are going to be, and this is what we're going to make, and this is when we're going to pay you back. Our office was in a phone booth on Route 9W.
You have to explain that. Your office was in a phone booth.
It was in a phone booth. And we basically had the gas attendant answer the telephones. Answer the telephone.
And you gave him a tip every week.
We gave him a tip every week.
Now, did you do that because you just didn't have any other way to do it? You didn't have any
We didn't
cash
have any
flow?
money. We didn't. I mean, we were looking to take the money and basically use it for equipment, people, and getting the jobs.
Okay, so the $20,000 from the bank was
$20,000.
That was not for a phone. That was not
No.
for a fancy office. That
No.
was to get the job.
To get work so we can make money.
When you got that $20,000 from that banker, was there something in your heart or your gut that said, I will make my payments no matter what?
Well, that's a fact, because I didn't take a salary for the first year. Right? I did not take any money from the company, period, for the first year. And
you made your payments?
And we made our payments. We made our payments every week, every month.
Is it getting easier over the years or harder, Don? Because you would think, I mean, sitting here on this side of the desk, I mean, you look, again, you look very successful. You have all these wonderful people, this beautiful building, and, you know, this wonderful life. And you think, oh, geez, how did I get here?
Well, you know, it's, Eddie, it's like this. It's, they bring in, you know, the old philosophy is they bring in faster rats every day, okay, and you have to keep up. Okay, and the pace is, it's a faster pace, and you have to be involved. You have to be involved with the associations like the ACI, the ASTM.
Wait a minute, you can't speak in goblet. You have to spell it out. You have to say what those mean.
Yeah.
What's the ACI?
ACI is American Concrete Institute.
Okay.
Okay, they're the leaders for as far as the standards for the concrete industry. You have ASTM, which is American Society for Testing Materials.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have TRB, which is Transportation Research Board, and they guide basically everything to do with transportation. You know, just like you know, we also belong to CEN, which is which I mentioned to you earlier, which is CEN, which is a Chief Executive Network, which is basically major small manufacturing companies under 500 employees in an 11-county area.
Okay, and so what is the goal of that group?
The goal of that group is to network, and basically it's strictly for the chief executives.
Right.
Okay, you've got to be a CEO in order to belong to the association, and you have to be a manufacturer.
Have you had a board of advisors or a board of directors or any of like a formal or even an informal group of folks that gather once in a while to give you advice?
Well, I do. As a matter of fact, we have a board of directors meeting every Friday. We have an insurance guy. Okay, we have a CPA.
Marketing guy.
A marketing guy.
Construction.
And you know,
CEO.
And an engineer. We have meetings. If we're in town, if everybody's in town, we have a meeting and we talk. We talk business. We compare notes. We throw odds and ends on the table. We ask how would you handle this situation, or I'm thinking of doing this. What do you think of it?
Why is it critical that people carve out the time to participate in groups of like-minded folks? I mean, why do we need each other? Why is this important?
Well, it's important because you're sharing your problems, and in some cases you're the solution, and in some cases they're the solution to your problems.
Infuse your business with fresh ideas. Don has 3 techniques for doing this. First, for 12 years, every Friday, he's had a standing appointment with 5 or 6 other business people. They share business problems and serve as a board of advisors to one another. Second, he's active in the CEN, Chief Executives Network. In fact, he's the incoming president of the group. This is 85 CEOs of manufacturing companies, 500 employees or less, who every month study business topics together, all the way from human resources to technology. And third, Don is plugged into the MBA intern programs at local universities. To keep your business vital for 25 years, you need fresh ideas, and they don't always have to be your own. There's much more at smallbusinessschool.com. You can see streaming video of this and all other programs, as well as transcripts and study guides. There's more to life than business, but with Don, it seems life is about working to improve even his own neighborhood. He put dollars and time on the line to build 5 soccer fields now enjoyed by over 800 kids nearly every day of the year.
Skill, come on, go to the ball.
Our fields were pathetic. I made a commitment, that we would do something.
How does it make you feel when you see all these kids out here?
Oh, I cry.
You're an immigrant, I mean, does the fear of poverty drive you?
Well, when you had nothing, you know, we came to this country with nothing, you know. I mean, shirt on my back.
And how old were you?
I was 10 years old. We had horses and a wagon and a dog, and the war was on, so we basically hid during the day and traveled at night.
So 4 of you,
Yeah.
4 kids, mom and dad, came over on a boat, ship, whatever.
Boat, yeah.
If I were to talk with her, you have to guess now, and I'd say, why is it to her that your children are so successful? What do you think she'd say? Hard work?
Hard work, yeah.
Yeah. In a place where you
Yeah.
can make your dreams come true?
That's right.
Yeah. Good. Making something that works and works for years has helped Don land some of the world's most famous customers. At the Empire State Plaza, the seat of New York State government, Don's work is holding 1 million gallons of water in its proper place, and his expansion joint anchors what is called the egg. The list of bridges where Evizote 380 works is long, including the George Washington, the Golden Gate, and the Verrazano Narrows. Then there's the woman whose face stops the hearts of the world. Officially called Liberty Enlightening the World and given to us by the French people, the Statue of Liberty has stood in the New York harbor since 1886.
We use our epoxy resins to grouch some of the stones around the perimeter of the base of the statue, you know, to make sure it's still standing.
Or what did you feel when they called you?
Well, you know, the Statue of Liberty is very momentous to everybody in the United States. I mean, to the whole world. I mean, the Statue of Liberty is something that's precious to me because, you know, I came here as an immigrant and we sacrificed our lives to be here. And this is why, you know, anybody can do it. If you put your mind to it and you work hard. Today, the young people that are coming out of universities and colleges, you know, they're so much more advanced than we have ever thought of being. You know, and they've got some great ideas.
Don's son Joel is installing plenty of new technology.
When I came here, the computers were antiquated. The building was wired. The networking capability was there. The problem was they hadn't capitalized on it. So the first thing I did was I went out and I got computers so everybody had them or upgraded the ones that were in existence. And then we needed to tie it in with internet access. And then the final step in that was to get the box up there. And it provided business class email, which before we did not have. We used a single dial-up AOL account. That frustrated me to no end. It was not professional. You know, you're emailing somebody, you're trying to convey an image of an established company that's been around 25 years, which we have, and you're using an AOL address. It's just not appropriate. This gives everybody their own email account. We have firewall security, which I did not have before. Now we have 24-hour internet access 7 days a week. So since people can come, we can go out, people can come in. And eventually we'll allow, as soon as we get set up for it here, we'll allow our manufacturers' reps to do the same thing. It'll eliminate some of the time we spend nurturing them because they can do things themselves now. They'll have access where before they didn't, and they had to call us on the phone.
So it's really paying off. You're getting more sales because of the connectivity.
We're hitting more contacts, which turns into sales. We have better customer service, which turns into more sales.
We're providing assistance to entrepreneurs and small business owners across New York State, working with about 15,000 a year.
Jim King is the director of New York State's Small Business Development Centers.
We've got 23 centers, and we're within 35 minutes of 97% of the population of New York State. We do an evaluation of where you are, not just what you think you need, but also what are the rooted problems or opportunities that your business might have. Our counselors are trained to get the information, develop a rapport with you, and then work with you to resolve any problems or take advantage of those opportunities.
Okay, now are most of the services free or low cost?
Just about everything is free. We have training events that we do some cost recovery on, but we always keep the price as low as possible so that no one gets excluded.
So, can we find you on the web?
You can find us on the web at nyssbdc.org.
There you go. And remember, to keep your business vital for 25 years or more, you need fresh ideas, and they don't always have to be your own. Come visit us at smallbusinessschool.com. We'll see you next time.
Small Business 2000 is made possible by support from IBM. We're not just for big business anymore. At our website, Built Just For You, discover how technology can move your business forward. When it comes to your business, everything matters. IBM. And the U.S. Postal Service, delivering the promise to America's 23 million small and growing businesses. And now the post office is on your desktop with PC postage.
There's much more at smallbusinessschool.com. You can see streaming video of this and all other programs, as well as transcripts and study guides. You have to feel if you don't do this, your life will not be complete. Learn today, earn tomorrow.